Greetings, Hononegah Indians. I am Mr. Floor, your principal. The video that you're about to watch will share keys to success as a student at our high school. As well, you'll find out that you are not alone as a student here. We have many people that care for you along the journey. I look forward to seeing you at the end of the presentation.
Welcome back. I'm Mr. Phelps, your assistant principal.
And I'm Mr. Lombardo, one of your assistant principals. Today we're going to talk to you about a lot of new and exciting things here at Hononegah, including new members of our team, new parking arrangements, and a new dress code. But let's start with the responsibility that you all have, and that is knowing your handbook. There have been a lot of changes to this handbook, so make sure you read through it. And if you should have any questions, stop by the DA office. One thing that hasn't changed, however, is your responsibility to show up. That is a key to success, not only here at high school, but further in life as well. Our handbook states that you are allowed 8 parent-excused absences. Anything beyond that needs to be verified.
Mr. Lombardo, you referenced parking when you were talking before, and we have a new parking setup and new bus setup here at Hononegah. What I'd like to do now is take us over to Mr. Doherty, who's out in the parking lot, to explain that to us. Mr. Doherty, can you hear us? Are you there?
Thank you, Mr. Phelps and Mr. Lombardo. I'm Mr. Doherty, and today we're here to talk about parking. Students, we want you to be aware that in the parking lot there are 50 additional spots available. Main lot spots are $100. There are also spots available in the tennis court lot. Those spots are $50. The village is selling parking permits for the boat launch as well. There are only 40 spots. Students, so act fast. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. Speaking of parking, you might not know this, but I once bet my sister $100 that I could make a car completely out of spaghetti.
Well, what happened?
You should have seen the look on her face when I drove pasta.
One of the things that we strive for here at Hononegah is having students get involved outside the classroom. For more information about our clubs and extracurriculars and our sports, we're going to take you over to our athletic director, Mr. Steve Kofoid. Mr. Kofoid, can you hear us?
Thanks, Mr. Lombardo and Mr. Phelps. This is Steve Kofoid, your Athletic and Activities Director, live from the site of the old dome that went down in an ice storm in 2015. I have one message for the students of Hononegah High School, and that's to get involved. Statistics show that students who get involved with things after school hours do better in school. Their attendance is better, their grades are better, their behavior is better. So, once again, please get involved. Thank you. Back to you in the newsroom.
Thank you, Mr. Kofoid. We appreciate that. Mr. Lombardo, when you were in high school, were you involved in any extracurricular activities?
I was involved in quite a bit. I was involved in our theater program as well as student council. What about you, Mr. Phelps?
Yeah, I was involved in basketball, football, track. I was involved in baseball. I ran cross country. I was part of the fencing club, student council. We had a baking club at the time that I was a part of. Drama, speech, forensics. And probably my favorite, I was a Boy Scout. I worked at our local food pantry. But my favorite was, probably band. Played the drums.
Did you hear about the 2 drums and the cymbal that fell off of a cliff?
Ba-boom.
Let's take it out to Mrs. Moore, our new assistant principal.
Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. I'm the new assistant principal of Student Services, and I'm located next to the athletic office. As we strive to support all students at Hononegah, my areas of focus are students with IEPs, 504s, and students that may need additional support from time to time. 2 of our support systems include Math and English Tutorial, as well as Math Intervention. Math and English Tutorial are for students failing any English or math course. They may be required to attend the tutorial lunch program. Math Intervention is available for students that are struggling and need additional support. I hope you all have a great year. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Mrs. Moore. Very enlightening.
I had to ask you an important question right now, Mr. Lombardo.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Do you know what nosy peppers do?
No, I don't.
They get jalapeno business.
Why don't we throw it out to somebody who is not quite so nosy to talk about Student Support Services and Skyward, one of our associate principals, Mrs. Ekman.
Hello, my name is Kathy Ekman and I'm one of our associate principals. I am on location outside the Office of Student Support Services. And boy, what a team we have. We have 6 counselors, 2 social workers, 2 psychologists, 1 interventionist, and 1 nurse. Together we work on academics and a healthy social emotional response to school. Just like the flooding of the Rock River this summer, you might be overflowing with stress and overwhelmed with school. If you are, then stop in at SSS. We're here to help. Speaking of help, the best way to keep track of your schoolwork and your grades is to talk to your teacher and use Student Access. Student Access is a web-based program in which you can view your grades, your schedule, your balance on your lunch account, the school calendar, and report cards. Use Student Access to keep tabs on your progress at Hononegah. So here's to a happy and healthy school year. Back to the studio with you, Mr. Phelps and Mr. Lombardo. Really? You're the one who made the joke about pasta.
The next thing that we're going to talk about with you is some changes that we've made to our dress code here at Hononegah. Thanks to you, our students, we've made a number of changes that we're going to put into place starting this year.
The other thing is our locker room. There are going to be some changes with our PE procedures, and we're going to throw it out to Mr. Doherty to talk to you about both of those items.
Thanks, guys. Here we are on location in the locker room, where to increase safety and security, students, this year you will be issued a PE lock and a locker. They should stay together all year. Another change is to our dress code. While you still cannot wear hats and you cannot display midriff, students, male and female alike, will be allowed to wear sleeveless tops as long as the strap is 2 inches in width. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. Now Mr. Phelps will discuss with you 2 new conduct codes in our handbook, as well as the term nexus.
That's right. If you were to open your handbook to page 76, you're going to see 2 new discipline conduct codes. The first is recording, or REC, which has to do with the audio, video, or picture recording of any student, faculty, or staff member without their permission. The second is social media. That has to do with any post or images on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or Facebook Messenger that would in any way victimize, threaten, or embarrass any person at the school. Remember, anything that you post inside or outside of the building is grounds for discipline if it causes any disruption to the school day. And that's what we're referring to when we say the word nexus.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Now we're going to throw it out to another new member of our team, Miss Emily Harrison, who is your new school resource officer, and she will be discussing Tip 411 and Crime Stoppers.
Hi there, I'm Officer Emily Harrison, your school resource officer here at Hononegah High School. Just wanted to take a few moments to tell you about Tip 411. Tip 411 is an anonymous way to report crimes or other concerns of yours. You can report them by sending a text message on your cell phone. In the to column, you would just put 847-411, and then the message content, you would write HCHS, and then the message you want to send. That message will come directly to me anonymously, and I can correspond back and forth without knowing who you are. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by my office. It's room 1106. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
Thank you, Officer Harrison, and welcome. We're very excited to have you as a member of our team.
Absolutely. For Mr. Phelps, myself, and the rest of the administrative team, we hope you all have a wonderful school year.